Let's talk about it. Hey, hello, world, universe. This is Lavere Nashay. All right. So I was born in the 70s, and I just want to put this out there, and a lot of people probably know this, but we got a lot of new kids that don't know, and that's fine. But I think it's important. I don't care who says get over the past. It needs to be discussed because it's still happening. We're still dealing with some stuff, okay? I'm from the South. I'm from Mississippi, or from the South, born in the 70s. And I stem from the group of people whose parents, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 generations in, came here or were here and possibly had other nationalities in the tree. I mean, God, I counted about 13. It's between 9 and 13. Could be more. Could be 20 something. I don't freaking listen. But there's a lot. So I'm multiracial. Oh, give me some cookies and a cake and a parade. All right. But this is the group where people were not taught to read and write. They weren't allowed to read and write. Okay. They weren't allowed to practice their languages like everybody else. They were forced to work jobs or work, whether they were sleep, tired, sick, lonely, separated from their families or not. Around the 60s, they were told to stop this foolishness, right? Stop racism, stop segregation, but it didn't stop. CIA, stop experimenting on folks. Leave them alone. No, it didn't stop. They kept doing it. And no one stopped them. Everybody knows in the black community that have lived here, period, there are people that have suffered tremendously under the hands of the government. Okay, so after they were told to stop experimenting and stop segregating, it continued. It was so crazy that some people didn't even leave the forced work, slavery, whatever it was, being forced to work without pay. So people got wise and said, okay, let's do the human resources, kind of like human trafficking, but we're going to get them to sign documents to work. And we might pay them minimal, we might pay them reasonably. But let's resource the humans. Okay, we can't make them work for free. Let's go ahead and start some things where we can get them to sign documents agreeing to work. Okay, that's civilized. Let's pretend we really care. But then people were not getting hired that looked a certain way because most times they came from homes where people were forced to be, again, experimented on, so they didn't have the mental capacity. Some of these people were from, I'm going to say, the CIA, trying to mind control, so that they work the fields, whether they wanted to or not. So these parents would have children. And sometimes, I guess, these were the people that had those red files, old, dusty, outdated stuff, where they vowed that they're not going to lose some of these children, whether they were born to wealthy families and unwanted, okay, just because of society, just because of influence, okay, all right, so they were told not to do that. So maybe some of the files were put to the side, but they kept them thinking, oh, we can always reach out, reach back. We're crazy, right? We already got a taste of the crazy power. We're mad scientists. We're engineers. We're various things. We got money from human resourcing. Who don't we need? These illegitimate children, okay? These multiracial people that nobody wants. So yeah, let's keep the file on them. So they would probably keep tabs on you every so often. And maybe, I'm going to say maybe 2018, somebody woke up and found people's files. So the reason for they called it affirmative action, was to affirm that they would take action that everybody could get a job. Because remember, they still weren't hiring people because of maybe the mind control. Right now, there are people in the street that you're calling crazy and criminal, but they were taught behaviors because of lack. Their parents most likely were under some type of mind control, and they probably committed crimes, or they did things just to survive. And the agreement in the fine print through whoever presented these documents was that sometimes mission impossible. No matter what you do, you're going to get locked up. You're going to be penalized because they were now starting to build these prisons that they needed to fill, right? Look. I'm going to say this is a game stalker. Look. CH93580. Because they flying around like a fool for no reason. Here come another one. Let's see if we can catch them. We ain't playing. Black what? Grand Prix? They still irritating somebody. I guess they're trying to get out of my view. But ain't nobody caring. Alright, you see them? Okay. Just thought I'd share. Oh, here's one. FQ48655. I don't know. You know, they're trying to get smart and take the plates off now in case they crash into you. You can't say. You know, I'm just looking at my rear view. You do that. You pay attention. Because these little kids are stupid. Some of these old folks. I seen that 70-year-old fool drive like a bat out of hell. He need to lose his eyesight. He crazy. Anyway, probably training the young fools how to dish and dash in between cars while traffic is heavy. I mean, it's ignorant, but whatever. So, affirmative action was to ensure that after people were harmed, placed in certain positions in life, like projects and things, people didn't want to hire them because most times they came from homes where the grandmother might have lived with them. She didn't know how to read or write or talk properly, most likely. And so the kids didn't know how to form sentences very well. And so people wouldn't hire them. Maybe they didn't have certain skills. So for your job, you had to do a certain test that most times they knew these people that had been under mind control, experimented on, harmed during slavery or whatever, their children probably wouldn't, perform well because of what the parents were subjected to. So they would say, oh, their child ain't gonna never be nothing. But it's thanks to the government playing these games in people's lives. So by, again, around the 80s, they do affirmative action to ensure that not so much is based on your race, but it was more or less, don't deny people survival. Don't deny people striving. People need things in their lives to do other things. You don't already strip them of their land, of their families, their languages, their positions in life. Some of these people are from royalty, from their countries. Queens and kings that were agricultural gods and goddesses. And here you are snatching them up, taking their kids, doing things that you shouldn't do. You put them in an environment where they can't swim because they're not kings and queens in your space. Okay? Or you put them in elements where they were comfortable and you made it uncomfortable with the chains and the whips and the dogs and the whatever, right? So affirmative action said you cannot deny people that are already denied. You don't have a right to tell people no. Now, this wasn't just black. That's why I'm not putting race on it. There were times where America was already here named something else. It wasn't America. It was already here. It already had a name. It already had territories. It already had establishments. It already had a system that was very natural. When people started to migrate with those boats, thank you, Mr. Morgan, and they were selling them for profit, they brought people from other places and forced them to work. So these people did not speak English. These people did not have the same cultures. In some cases, some of these people were Spaniards. Some of these people were Polish. Some of these people were German. Some of these people, it was a lot of moving around. This is why you have all these mixed races. From what I understand, Hawaii was actually of a darker descent. And what happened was those folks on them boats started bringing over Spaniards. And these people would mate and have children. And that's where you get that nice dark tone on those Latino, Spanish-looking folks. There were Spaniards that were mixing with the Afro folks that were already there. But remember, Mr. King, European, most likely, brought people over from the in front of the queen. She ruled very well, Black Queen. And they locked her up to die and tricked her. And pretty much annihilated the people that were there. And a few did stay or survive. And they were mixed with the Spaniards they brought over here to do work. That looks like Mexicans, but they're Spaniards. They're from Spain, from what I understand. And that's how you get that pretty bohemian look. That pretty brown Asian face. Oh, Hawaiian. Yeah, they're mixed. They're the Spaniards that came over and made it with the Africans, the people that were there. So anyway, I was curious because I'm looking at their skin and I'm like, what? It's a dark story. They killed the queen that was there. A black sister, a lady. She did well. That lady ruled like I would. She was a goddess. You hear me? She was God on earth. One of them. And she ruled very well. She wanted schools for her kids and, a good province, a good space on that little island. And they came and took over. They tricked her, saying that they would help. And they wanted to build the agriculture and all that. And the lady first, I think she said no. But she finally said okay. And they were building. And all of a sudden, they decided to lock her up in her kingdom, her house, until she passed. And they took over. And they've been taking over as the United States ever since. Anyway, so around the 80s, they were like, you can't deny people work because you don't like their skin. You don't have a right to discriminate against anybody. Polish people, German people, who are y'all? Y'all just got here. But these were very dominant demons, okay? That just was. Whoever was moving people around, whoever was saying, no, haha, you can't work, we don't like you, bullies. These are bullies. They were taking over a space that was already occupied. Then they decided that, man, everything looks so Let me get off this thing. Everything looks so grand. I don't know what I woke up from. I promise you, I feel like I'm telling you, it was like Friday, it was twilight. Now it's like twilight. I ain't lying. Everything so bright and brilliant and resilient. Y'all don't understand what I'm telling y'all. I don't understand. Everything is so regal. Look, sucker, you ain't got the light. What we doing? Everything is really regal and standoffish, and I've never seen this level of beauty here in Chicago. I don't know. I'm telling you, I keep thinking they're just upgrading the properties, but I don't remember enjoying the view of these. I mean, man, even when you come out the expressway now, everything looks so open and broad and massive. Everything looks massive. Like, it's like, man, I had a scrunchy view of what everything was. Like, it was just right there. Maybe I needed that to survive. But now, the distance is the same, but everything looks really open, broad, refreshed. Oh, I wish I could explain this. Y'all, everything looks so defined and bright. I'm telling you, maybe the sun. Maybe it's, I don't know. I heard that whoever was doing magic, it stopped. Whoever had been trying to suppress my excitement for life, my experience for, like, sex, whatever. Like, they tried to dumb it down, everything, and make everything look small and scrunched and unimportant so I couldn't enjoy my life. But, I mean, God, this is the second time I've seen such resilience. Like, I believe May of 2022, I experienced it then, or 23. I went way out of town, away from all of this, and I was just driving, and it was just rows and rows and rows of trees on both sides, and I was like, wow, look at these trees. I'm like, what is up with the trees? What am I excited about trees for? What they did? I'm going to ignore that, okay? Loretto. Again, they have some art here that I had never seen before on the wall, maybe new. Because I was looking for the roundabout, which they closed. I don't know why they closed this part of the hospital. Anyway, so somehow, oh, that's a coat. I need a coat. I ought to pick that coat up, but I'm not. I ought to pick it up. I need a coat. So they were they were not wanting various families or people to have jobs. Like, it will tell you, if you were a certain race or whatever for that company, they don't want you to work. So here you are in America thinking it's great, and you're told everywhere you go in whatever area you're in, absolutely not. Not you. It was like blatant, like no Germans allowed, no blacks allowed, no Polish people allowed, no. So I mean, it was really brutal. And it's like, who got beefs with anybody? What? We're all here to share. What? Who gets to tell who they can eat or live or survive? Take care of their family. Oh my God! Talking about a melting pot. So yeah, people were told, not you. They were, not you. Yeah. So they put in affirmative action to ensure that mostly, I guess, black people would get jobs after being experimented on, held back, treated poorly, discriminated against, broadly rejected, very openly, not you, huh? And people just had to accept it because it was an unwritten law that you be nasty to black people, period. You deny them. Say no. Who are they, right? You have no value here. You are chattel. How does chattel own anything? How does chattel have freedom, right? You were an object for profit. Okay? So, that was affirmative action. Most recently, you're hearing about DEI. What the frick is that? Affirmative action. Okay. So, my beef with that, I didn't even know it existed because I don't be caring. I'm going to live my life. I don't care. Okay. So, DEI was diversity, equality, and inclusion. Something like that, right? Okay. That was the affirmative action, but I think more or less the what is it called? Diversity? I think it was more or less just like affirmative action, but it was like just for black people, I think. But it was more or less saying you cannot deny someone the freedom and the right to work because of discrimination, which was very rampant. Like, again, we all were here, and then somebody just said, we don't like you, you can't work. I mean, we had you as a slave for so long, and now you think you're just going to start getting jobs. No, you're not. We're still looking at your skin. Right? So, yeah, be homeless. You got all them kids, and because we, messed your mind up and made you feel lazy and broken after we've treated you so poorly and probably even beat you and your mom and them, see, and destroyed your family by cutting you up during slavery. Oh, these people so ignorant outside. Okay, baby, I see. Okay. Yeah, cutting you up outside and doing stupid stuff. See. And, so yeah, in some cases, people were broken. It's not an excuse, but for y'all that just came over here and studied a little bit about our history, I'm telling you, the government has been in some family groups for a long time. Just based on skin or just, they felt like it. Whoever they considered throwawayables, they would just go and do some throwawayable stuff. Yeah. And it was nobody to stop it even now. They're doing experiments to this day. So, this inclusion thing, I think this was more or less saying we will include various nationalities or ethnic groups, but it's just based on the fact that we just want to look cool. We want to look like we include everybody. We're diverse and everybody's equal. So they can have one, they call it token black, the one that might have the skin color or they're yes sir kind of person, like whatever they say, yes sir, yes ma'am, yes sir. They keep the secrets. They do what they're told. They don't ask questions. I don't mean like you're just going along with the job. I mean literally, you understand if you do not follow this unwritten stupid rule of just doing what you're told, no matter how egregious it is, you can get fired. Like if you stand up for what's right, what's correct, what's fair, yeah, they will get you out of there. And human resources is on who? The businesses side. I look at security for jobs now. The security is not necessarily there to protect everybody, which it should be, just like human resources, the interest is more or less these are people that work for the company. You're considered an outsider, even if you are included. And if you should do any one thing against, it's like the human resources are the lawyers for the damn jobs. Excuse my language. It's like they're the people that actually say yay, nay to like the legal process. Like say you're working and they start telling you to do things on the weekends for free so they can save a little money. Now, I don't know how low that goes where if you're not the owner, you're worried about saving money. Like you just want somebody to work for free. Now, what sense that makes? That's just like saying Walmart is passed on. And there's supervisors and managers that really don't have any real rank. They're just managing people, period. But somebody get the big head and they feel like they're a slave owner. And they start deciding that they just want to tell people to come in on the weekends and there's no pay. They're not going to say it's no pay, but you're thinking you're being a good worker, so you go in on the weekend. And then you realize they didn't even pay me for them last 2 weekends. And so now you go to HR like, I need to put in a report. HR is pretty much on the business side. Their interest is in the business, which I think is stupid. So who's representing you as a worker? Who cares? You consider what? A life insurance policy. A liability in some cases. So human resources kind of serves as not a lawyer, but in the interest of the company. Now, sometimes they do their due diligence and actually look out for you, but these big corporations or these companies literally are only really trying to protect themselves. You're disposable. Yeah, so, my opinion. Okay, so affirmative action was to say you cannot discriminate against black people. You are required to have them also on jobs or whatever the race. Diversity is more broader. That DEI junk is new to me. But again, for those that were not here, there were times where people could really, now they just get you fired. They just put people around you to get you fired because they don't like you no way. And that's where the revolving door comes in. And some companies don't mind, but a lot of companies got common sense. They don't want revolving doors. They don't want situations where there's always a turnaround. People coming and going. It is not hard. It's just you always got that one person that got that slave mentality. The slave owner mentality. They like this or they don't like that. And it's like, why do you have any feelings? We're here to work together. Like me, I'm a good hard worker. I mind my business. I do what I'm told. And someone will wake up and decide, I just don't like her. And start giving me a hard time till I leave. Now why? Why don't you like me? And they don't really have an explanation. They'll just tell people to start giving you a hard time till you leave. In some cases. Or somebody in the background government that says, oh no, she can't work there. Oh yeah, we got to get her fired from over there. Oh, she's over there. We got to call them and tell them let her go. Oh, okay, we got workers there. See if you can pay some of the workers to get her out. Oh, she got neighbors. Tell the neighbors to start pounding on the floor and doors and stuff and going to her house and making keys so that she'll feel uncomfortable. All that little stuff. And most times we understand that was the government doing stuff. All right. So we couldn't stay on the job. And then people be looking like, oh gosh, she's always hopping. But again, if you're on those red files in the CIA office and people are still trying to play mad scientists and crazy games with your body and your mind for no real reason. It's not for the benefit of the community. It's not for the benefit of society. Why are you experimenting on me? Putting buzzing things in all the cars I get in. So when I'm sitting quietly, I'll always have that little reminder of a buzzing in my ear, which is what I've been experiencing. Why are you having people around me to drop things in my ear that would cause a buzzing? Some type of liquid or some type of something. Or when I go to the dentist, you've already told this crackhead dentist that's greedy for money to give me a hard time in the dentist chair so that most of my teeth are pulled out and I can't chew. And then some are going to rot because you guys didn't seal it the proper way because 2019, you wanted to wait till they switched the benefits. And then you wanted to start over because you knew that we were changing the medical card. For the families that you keep inconveniencing that have to keep leaning on the system for link and Medicare, medical assistance, and unemployment, because you keep getting people fired and you want them to. And I'll say this again: the government belongs to God. God created this stuff. This is His baby on His shoulder that He pats and does what He wants. And you all trying to play God, and it's amazing because you're not going to be here forever. And you think you're going to keep training people to keep. I'm telling y'all, just one little lighter. One little flick of God's little wrist. This is up and fly. All of this is gone. Your records, your systems. It has to stop. Okay? Look at these beautiful black babies. I know they're looking at me, so I want to look at them. Does it turn around? No? Oh, well. Anyways, a bunch of beautiful black babies. And I know they're trying to figure out am I talking to myself, so I'll turn the camera on now. So anyway, as I was saying, yeah, that's history. And I'm just saying what it is for you all that be floating over here and thinking people just lazy. We come from families that were broken up and sold and beat and mistreated and denied and put down. You know, even the women now. You all are looking at all these other people that look like you, and y'all ain't even the same races. Y'all not even the same people. But see, people come over here and they get privileged. They get opportunities to go to school, and they get opportunities to have grants and loans, and we do too. But then you got to play the CIA game. You got to play when you're in school that people are playing with your mind. They're actually hired to come in and teach you something that'll cause conflict in your family. Well, you already got enough problems. Or if you graduate, they're following you and your children because the men have left. And so now, and then they got your daddy on the CIA list for stalking you, right? Paying him money. Or blackmailing him so he can't be a part of the family, right? And he's greedy. He's a demon. He's mind controlled. He been in y'all system since slave days. Mind control. So you could tell him do anything, and now he think he could teach other people how to mind control and swindle folks because he comes from poverty. And he's trying to figure out how he can stay out of poverty. Because he didn't get a chance to read and write and go to school. And really, you know, he probably didn't even graduate from high school from what I get. And then he started stealing. And probably still been stealing since he was, 14. Very creative little creature. And so now y'all done caught him a few times, threw him somewhere in prison. So now he got a record. And now he out here masterfully hanging with swindlers and money launderers, and they feel like in their little crime world, they're the top of the list. Now they're linked up with some dirty officials that probably already had them in view and gave them what? A bribe. Now I have to deal with y'all bribery. That you've given all these poor people all this money to keep killing folks and their family to get money. To give y'all bodies. For experimentation. For money, $10,000 here, $10,000 there. And who's helping? The churches. Those ain't their kids, right? They don't care. Who else is helping? The police department. Yep. And then, again, all you foreigners come here with your privileged selves and no one bothers you in college. No one's experimenting on y'all. And then some of y'all even go out to seek with the money that you guys generate freely that we can't pretty much do, not necessarily with all the, hey, here's a dark contract. And then you all come and look like, oh, this is a bunch of criminals. But mind control. Before you got here, people were already being mind controlled and taught to sleep with each other, to beat each other, to fight with each other through mind control. So all the chaos you see is what the government wanted to see. But y'all sitting here judging, oh, you guys are lazy. Oh, you guys are broken. Oh, you guys don't want to work. Some of these people weren't in homes where people could work, as I stated. So they don't have the work ethic. And they may want to. They may want to. But they never saw their parents or grandparents able to work. These people wanted jobs. And people said no. That's what affirmative action was for. Now y'all up here talking about some DEI. where they just said, let's include all of the nationalities. If a Mexican wants to work here, we should have them here. Because again, y'all feel like, just like when y'all having children, they need to be at least lighter than a brown paper bag, right? With pretty silky hair. Then you're in love. But society says, women that look like me, although you may love me, we're to be treated like trash. When we're really good people. See how amazing that is? So where you're chasing all these trashy dolls, DOLLS, because they have skin like yours, pretty much, and pretty straight hair, because again, I don't know what they're doing. I heard it's magic. My hair hasn't grown in years, and it's not anything I'm doing, so I have to wear wigs. And what would you little privileged bitches that just got over here across the sea say? Oh, I have my real hair. It is not my choice that these people choose to poison my food. See what I'm saying? I can't tell CIA, FBI, and folks that's putting people around me, which I wasn't supposed to live to tell y'all, which is why y'all sitting up going, oh, we're better than them. Because you don't have people up your ass 24/7 because of your skin color, most likely, telling you what you can and cannot do, how far you can go, who you can marry, where you can work, and how far you can go in education. My daughters were studying justice. And some little rich bitch, whether it's a man or woman, decided, let's fuck with their lives. The other kid was in networking. She can run a whole facility from what she learned. And what did they do? Divert her into dancing. Nothing wrong with that. And she didn't want what I was giving her. She didn't want networking. So somebody thunk it real funny to throw a contract in front of her and make her feel like, this was a good deal. Now, it could be. It could be. But I would love to see her dancing with Belle Biv DeVoe. I would love to see her dancing with maybe Charlie Wilson. I would love to see her dancing with maybe Stevie Wonder. I feel they're safe. I would love to see her dancing with some of the greats. That we don't feel like they're going to sacrifice the kids after the party. That group. Or they'll get tricked into a group that's not safe. And they just come up missing. And then it's a quiet story because nobody was going to report it. Nobody's going to tell you what happened. And then you're just a silent hero trying to save your children's name and find out if they're dead or alive. Because some psych ward, broad, or man decided, we can experiment with those people's lives. You're going to hell. So these people that come here and get all these loans and can go to great schools and all that, our children are capable of the same. So while you're sitting up judging these people, you didn't go through what they went through. And reading books does not replace us actually still being here. It doesn't replace what actually happened. You're reading a book and learning of the discrimination tactics that still are in effect today. People trumping up charges because they felt like it. Doesn't matter the race. When they have those God badges, when they have those positions of honor, and they don't honor God, they don't honor each other, they don't honor themselves, they don't honor our children and our families, then you get people that don't have hope. You have people that don't have, they don't have, when I say hope, they don't feel confident in trying to come out here and do anything if you always get your foot on their neck. And they know that. A lot of these people understand that you guys were the ones that were responsible for drugs. Now, most of that era is dead, but the effort is still happening. Where people are seeing their loved ones suddenly on some crack or some smack. We're not going to Colombia getting these drugs. We're not flying to Miami. Most times, somebody's hiring these people to go there. Who got that kind of money? Where'd they get it from? These folks can't afford that. And then if they're destitute and they've seen their family destitute, they think this is a great opportunity. And then here y'all come swooping in. Oh, we got one. Dirty operation. Somebody had to do it. And whenever things get tight, we're going to expose the people They got caught. We ain't gonna tell them we was the ones funding the effery. We just showed up and asked them, did they need $5,000? All they had to do is carry this bag on and take it to Miami, and they said okay. And they know what was in there. Then when they get up there, and oops, they got caught this time. And then they started calling y'all to come help them get out. We don't know you. We don't know you because they're government workers. And now they wanting you to go on and get your, yeah. Really? And then you got those people looking around. Oh, she has a record. Oh, he has a record. Oh, see, these are bad people. Oh, see, these are criminals. And you would never know that they actually just was asked, can they carry something to somebody and do it. There are kids that actually are going to school, and people are planting stuff in their book bags, and the teachers know it, and that's why the kids have to hang their bags up most likely. And whoever is buying from the parent, they go in their kid's bag and get their little item or whatever. And they go about their business, and their kid gets in there. I'm just saying. Then some people are scouting your kids for the pedophiles and the little perverts in the community. Oh, him here in room 305. Okay, he get out of there too. Yeah. We'll just say you the daddy. Yeah, you can pick him up. Yeah, he got out 3:30. Just pick him up. Put you on the list as the father. And people will never suspect that this kid is being abused. Or whatever that looks like. Or a teenager. I feel like if someone finds out that children are being hurt or sexually trafficked by their parents, and the man is caught or the woman, I didn't say the other child, I said the men or the women, chronically touching on kids, doing weird stuff, the parents should go into. How do you not know where your damn child is? Anyway. So people got all kinds of scams out here. I believe some people have caught wind of it, and they're very disappointed, and that's why God is shredding shit up. Congratulations, you demons. Yes. But I am absolutely one that is starting to see the importance of politics. I don't agree with everything everybody is doing, but I understand God is giving out assignments. I may not understand it right now, but I told y'all this had to be done. And this is why the city looking much better. That's the real sun up there. That's the real sun shining down on Chicago that we've not seen in years. Okay, maybe for a few years it's been here. But I'm just looking at all these buildings. I've never seen all these buildings look so grand. Y'all do not understand. And all the years I've been here in Chicago, I promise you I'm just starting to see how beautiful the structures are. How the sun falls on them. It's just been beautiful. I've always thought every day was beautiful, but my eyes have seen the glory, child. I don't even like Chicago, and I am impressed. These buildings are magnificent. Even the little ones. It's like, who built these? These buildings look so massive, and it reminds me of how small I am in this universe. Although I may be a big spirit. Just a little 5'2" person. So, people that come here from other countries and they snarl up. And again, we don't invite these bugs, okay? We don't invite the roaches or the rats. We do not say, hey, we want these things to be in our houses. Hey, we want these rats to be in our houses. We didn't. We didn't say that. We did not. But somehow they're in the communities. And they go where you go sometimes. They do. They be in your purse, I guess. I heard. They be in your food. Seal tops and all. They be there. I'm just saying. For years and years to come, they just be there. You don't invite these things. They be in our communities. And what do? You have exterminators and things, and they come out and they do their little, they don't really perform a full-fledged, maybe we can't afford them, inspection, I don't know, full-fledged infestation riddance ritual performance, whatever you want to call it. Seance, I don't know. Get out! But yeah, it's just funny how I understand how it looks to people that don't know the background of why people do what they do. A lot of these people were beaten down so much that they cannot teach their children how to love themselves. They cannot or do not know to teach their daughters to wipe front to back so that the back stuff does not touch your front stuff, which has fecal matter, which means it's garbage, it's trash. So if she's wiping her back and then her front, it makes the front sick of her vaginal area. Some people didn't teach their daughters that because they didn't know that or they didn't care. So a lot of women are walking around with bad hygiene issues simply because they don't know how to wipe themselves. My aunt taught me that very young. Always wipe front to back. So I make sure I don't mix those two. But then you'll find guys that do that on purpose. They will take their junk with all the fecal matter from the back of you and put it in the front. Now, I don't know nobody like that. I know people disgusting like that. Then they put it in your mouth. But I'm just saying. And this is how you get all these rashes and things in your face. And they might not do it to you, but maybe they're doing it to somebody else. And then they're touching on you, kissing on you, having sex with you. Which means they have dirty ding ding. They're not clean. That's nasty. Even if they wipe it off, you don't know what's that leaving on, what's left on their skin, although they can clean it. And I'm not going to say all these people are clean. They don't know how to clean themselves. There are men out here that don't know how to clean themselves. All they know is to clean their stick. They don't clean the back of their legs. They don't clean their arms, shoulders, neck. They clean their butt and their thing. They do not clean anything else. They might wash their face. They might clean their nose. They might clean their hair. They do not know how to wash the rest of their bodies. I ain't seen people wash their feet. I don't see people take baths. You know, and some kids never had a bath. They maybe when they was itty bitty babies, maybe 2, 3, maybe 5. People don't take baths anymore. For one, our communities have nasty tubs, and these people will not upgrade them tubs. All that money you pay, you got an old kitchen and an old toilet, old bathroom. And they be, I need my money. I need you to update some of this stuff. And when you are remodeling as an owner or whatever, you're supposed to put those people up in some type of hotel for a few days until you remodel. A lot of these people don't want to do that. They just want you to get out and then they'll remodel. You can just move if you don't like it, right? Then we'll remodel it. We'll put it on the market, maybe at $2,000 a month. And then you can shut up and go do what you do. But it's a really bad, dark history. There's a lot more to it where people, once again, were forced to have sex with people of other races in some cases. People were forced to see people killed in front of them. People were forced to be silent about some things that they had suffered at the hands of other adults, maybe as children, maybe sexually abused by relatives that were demonic. Why were they demonic? Because maybe some man or woman touched them and it transferred, so now they're evil. And it's through sexual... I heard sex is a spiritual exchange of energy. Spiritual energy exchange. Something like sexual energy exchange. Whatever. Whatever it's called. People taking advantage of children when they're young, and they tell those kids, don't tell nobody but God. In some cases, people actually flirt with their little relatives and cause these people to have these little frenzies. Might have kids with these people. And, you know, people never tell you that this little wacky dog had you're the product of some incest or something crazy. They don't even tell you, and take it to the grave, because they may be adults, but maybe the woman is scarred by that. Again, back in those days, there weren't laws like it is now. There weren't people that probably even knew in some cases what was what, whether it was a slave owner, a family member, a parent, whatever. It could have been a law enforcement person that was just running up on kids. It could have been, a wealthy person that was running up on kids, having sex with them and teaching them bad things. And these kids are scarred. I'm hearing some of the parents back then, and they don't shock me. They were just scarred as kids. Again, if the CIA was playing with people's minds and experimenting on folks like me, the stuff I've been through with the machines around me and the humming everywhere and people following me and gang stalking, and every job I get, it goes away. I'm hearing I was supposed to feel sad. Now, they're hiring these little effed up minded black folks that are greedy for money. They probably were under the same program of mind control. Because I'm telling you, these people are on demon time. They are sold out for whatever they're told to do. No questions asked. Now, sometimes they may have a little doubt, like, we really like that little chicken wing. We don't really want to do that to that chicken wing. But dang, we signed this little contract with them folks. We got to do it. We got to be thugs. And it's like, now why would you have people's families bribed to hurt them and harass them? And then when it all comes out, instead of these folks saying, the government made me do it, Bob did it, Bill did it, Rob did it, they don't say nothing. They just take it and go to jail. Or get shot down as if they're the kingpins of the drugs or the prostitution ring and the kids that came up missing, when it was really these people in these high positions, sitting up in the White House, sitting up in the mayor's office, sitting up in the hospitals, sitting up in the hotels. They own these things or have connections with these people. People in schools. People be networking on the dark side, the dark web. And they hire foot people to do the dirty work. And then when people start investigating that know about the shits, I'm mad. In the government, FBI, CIA, they've been there for 10, 20 years. What the hell, if not 40, 50 years? What was going on? And then all of a sudden, when they almost get caught, oh, we got to take everybody down, shoot them, put them in jail. Oh, we all got caught. And that's what happens. And then y'all come over here from these other countries. Oh, these are bad people. Oh, these are bad seeds. Oh, my God, we must kill. And you are part of the agencies that do the fuckery. So how do you get to judge? Well, you are creating or have been acquainted with the goddamn machines these people use to mind control, to make people submissive, to make people crazy if they don't comply, to punish people for not following the what? Goddamn matrix. In other words, be a good slave and nobody get hurt, right? Do what we tell you and you can have our benefits. And this is where God is mad. No one has a right to be running up on people in 2025 playing these goddamn games. Okay? And some of these people are hiding. Once again, trying to play righteous. I think some did have a good change of heart. But I'm not sure if they had the opportunity again without getting caught, they would not do it. So they're worrying about these folks on the ground that they've hired quietly to do some effery to you. They're behind it, but now they're playing superhero, which is cute. But God knows if they have a good change of heart or they just trying to save their ass. But they'll get their punishment. And that's what I'm saying. You guys don't worry about all these changes in the government. Oh my God, they're changing everything. What are we going to do? Baby, God made all of it. If you're on the right side, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Okay? You're going to make it. But yeah, it's amazing when I see people wanting us. Like when I go to a store, people be talking to us in these little stupid codes of mental retardation. Like, I can call the company now. In fact, if you guys call Laundry World, It's a 630 number and an 840 number. Don't start me. I want y'all to call. If that lady hears your ethnic voice, which is why somebody made mine raspy, because normally I don't sound black. And it's not a bad thing, but no one patented the sound of black or white. Because those aren't even races. Those aren't even identities. Those are colors. So if I call a business and I sound like this and I'm telling them what I like, they think that, they could be nice. Oh, hi. But if they hear a hint of ethnicity, they start to talk very slight and very rude. And they start saying things that don't make sense, like this lady did, and I recorded it on YouTube. I'm talking to her, minding my business, and I simply said something very simple, and I asked her a question. And she went into this thing where every time I speak, she speaks. So like I'm talking now, she'll start a whole conversation like, oh, I didn't know you were talking. Isn't that antagonistic? And I get that a lot. So I can't say it's coincidence. This is something that people do because they're ignorant. So the other thing is, while you're asking a question, they'll kind of not give you an answer until you get frustrated. And starting to get frustrated, you start to talk louder because it's like, can we stop playing these games? And then they act like ma'am, I don't like you being hostile with me. I don't like that you're getting loud right now. I feel threatened. Like, okay. So you guys can sit and judge, and that some people don't care. But I just thought I'd share that with you, and that's not everything. But a lot of us, I got a touch of it, and my kids getting a little bit of it. 50 years at least. I've experienced a quiet hand of racism, where someone thought they would work me like a slave and steal all my stuff. Everything. My kids, my life, they did. But God. So you all sitting here from these other countries coming here staring at us, acting like we're hostile. We've been abused, motherfuckers. We've been disrespected. And I know you don't care about our stories. I've told several of you little motherfuckers, disrespectful asses, what I go through. And y'all was like, I guess that's your problem. And this is why we're hostile. No one cares. But God. But y'all have the audacity to sit up and judge us when we're aggressive. When we're angry. When we're hurt. When we were forced to be disgruntled. Forced. I'm a very quiet, nice person. I'm respectful. But this that I'm going through is making me intolerable. It's painful that while I'm walking, someone that had the means of military and government resources have been zapping the hell out of my kneecaps. And I've done nothing to no one except say, no, I'm not going to identify with your bullshit. I'm going to live the way I want to live. And now I'm not supposed to walk. Now they're playing with my voice. I'm not supposed to talk. In fact, I'm not supposed to be alive because I don't obey these demons. And then you're sitting there with your privileged selves getting all of the loans and grants and all the money to start restaurants and stores and gas stations and buy hotels and things. And we can't without lying and cheating the system. And you all are sitting, this is because y'all lazy. Well, I've been to several interviews, and after so many, you may want to sit down and figure out what you have to do to keep going. Okay, there's prostitution, which I don't do. I have friends that care about me, and they may want to see me, and we hang out, and they may give me a gift. That's my business, isn't it? But overall, I'm forced to kind of find creative ways to survive. And they're trying to take that legally. I'm legally operating. And they're like, well, we don't like you, so we'll destroy your store. I started another business. Oh, we don't like you. We're going to send somebody in to destroy your business. I did something else. Oh, we don't like that idea either. Who the hell are these people that don't like shit I do? Ask me, do I care? And this is why this shit is getting shredded. And I couldn't care less. Now, there are people that are still untouchable, but God can touch the untouchable. God sees the unseen. Okay? I have the faith to move the unmovable. to fight the invisible, to see the impossible. I have the faith. Yeah, they're trying to play with my singing voice. That can conquer in anything. God is in control. This is my saving grace. This is my rescue story. And no one can have it. No one can have it. No one can have how I feel and think and interact with God. No one owns it. No one can have it. No one can change it. No one can steal it. If I pass now, I'm in the hands of God. I believe that. And I will, Father, I repent for the words that I use, but it's through my frustration that you know that I unjustly experience. Doesn't make me justified, but you know my heart. For real. I'm not harming anybody. I am expressing my frustration in the treatment that my family gets, me and my children, and the people that love me, that are being used and abused by this system as what? Chattel. Because they want to control us. We're not to be controlled. So thank you guys for joining me. Until next time, stop being snooty. Stop turning your nose up. Mind your own business. Be great and help somebody else do the same. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Bless your parts and all your hearts. Until next time, love yourself and each other.